His private university is located very, very close to where President Obama went to school. When I was over there a couple of years ago, I think I was on sabbatical in Malaysia. I don't remember exactly the circumstances. I had the privilege of spending time at their university, and so I met many of their students. There's two of them that I still communicate with on Facebook that are eager to come. So we've been working on this for quite a while. And we did the initial agreement at that time, and then when I got back, we faxed it over. But it's much more important, I think, to see the people that you're going to be working with and to have that official record. So we're extremely honored that Dr. Sarwano has been willing to come all of this way to meet with us. He came over after being one of our keynote speakers at the International Conference of Psychology Education that we just completed in Flagstaff. So I know he's exhausted from that. Mm-hmm. And then before flying back out of Los Angeles very, very soon, he stopped here so that he could meet all of you and put this in place. But he's affiliated both with the University of Indonesia, which is the largest public university in Indonesia. And unlike in the US, there are still tuition-free options for students in Indonesia because the government is willing for those who qualify to cover their education. So some of those might be impacted by this program. We want it to be open to whoever we are able to facilitate that wants to take advantage of it. And in order to do that, we need to make sure that we have a memorandum of understanding in place so that we will be able to smooth the way for our students so that they can truly have an international experience. As we envision it, it would open it up also for our students, because depending upon the level, we could hopefully perhaps match one of our students who's interested in going to Indonesia with one of Dr. Sarwano's students studying psychology at some point in their program who wishes to come here. And then when that student comes here, they could be with our student as their mentor, and then our student could go back with them the following year. We've already compared our programs, and in terms of that master's program, there's many classes that would be interchangeable without any difficulty. So we would be able to approve those for the students from our end in terms of their degree, and he can do the same for his students. So that would be a possibility too. And I know I've got students waiting, and I know he has students waiting too, because I met them when I was over there, and we still communicate on Facebook, and they are still eagerly waiting. So this is a very, very important occasion. And so at that point, as we do sign the document, I think I'm going to let Dr. Proust, who is our program director for education programs, which those students who are not yet ready for their masters would very likely be taking classes in, the program that Dr. Hoekstra teaches in, stand up and introduce himself to all of you in Indonesia.
Yeah, my name is Russell Proust, and I'm the chair of the education department here in MOU. And also I'm managing a number of grant projects that benefit our campus, and it's a great pleasure to be able to move forward with this agreement. I know it's been a long time in the planning process, and now I think we're going to be able to move ahead. The recession is over, I hope, and it's going to be easier for students to travel back and forth and to be able to participate in programs like this. So I'm very happy and welcome, and look forward to working with you in the future.
Okay, thank you, Russ, and stay standing if you could.
Okay.
And I think many of you who are watching this probably already met me when I was over there fairly recently or at some point along the way. I'm Dr. Sherry McCarthy. I was the co-organizer for the conference that Dr. Sarlito Sarwano just came to be a very, very wonderful keynote speaker at our main campus in Flagstaff, Arizona. And I am also the UMA person who works with students in that master's program in psychology that we offer here, who many of you, I hope, will be seen in classes in person here in UMA. And I would also like to introduce somebody else that will be very important for your students to know, very important for all of you who are helping to facilitate this program to know, and that is Dr. Ken Kunzelman, who has truly worked to make our campus internationally welcoming. We have students from many places in Asia. He can add a little bit more about that in a moment. But this is Dr. Ken Kunzelman, who is the Director of International Programs here in UMA. Ken, would you like to explain your programs just a bit more?
Well, yes. I work with initial students in a regulatory manner to get their visas and then admissions here at the entry level. and transfer on to the higher levels as well. We have the campus housing and about 50 students from around the world, maybe 25 different countries right now. So, and we have a very strong support system through our Campus Life programs as well as our academic. And we do have our English as a second language programs that, integrate with our academic programs. So that keeps me very busy and very much connected globally, and looking very forward to assisting students from Indonesia to come through our programs.
Please stay standing for a moment. And as we discussed when I was there, also one of the reasons I think our campus would be very, very good in terms of matching students is because we do have very strong English as a second language programs. Many of our students, even from the US and from Arizona, who come to school here, speak English as a second language. So there is a lot of support available to help all of you refine your American English to the point that you do very well here in the US. Someone who you cannot see who has really been critical to that process is actually the gentleman filming this. Maybe at some point someone else will hold the camera so I can introduce him as well. He's a former student of mine who completed his master's in the Human Relations program. He currently works with grants that assist students at the 3rd and 4th year through the education programs in terms of being able to assess what their skill level is right now with mathematics, with language, with other areas that are critical to success, and then to helping to build those skills. So you do have a good support system here if you come over early. And then once you've gotten through the early, and you either already have your psychology degree completed in Indonesia and you want a master's here in the US, we have an international person on campus that can do the same types of things for you that Dr. Kunzelman does for what we call our undergraduate students. And we'll be able to deal with that as well. And finally, I know you all know him, but it's always an honor for me to see him wherever in the world we run into each other, Dr. Sarlito Sarwano. And I'll try not to keep him standing too long.
Yeah, thank you. I'm very honored to be here to meet the leadership of this university, and we are looking forward to be in a long terms of collaboration. Maybe we start with 1 or 2 students, then maybe more and more students coming in, and from here to also to Jakarta. For your information, we have at the University of Persada, Indonesia, 4 faculties. We have psychology, economics, communication, public mass communication, and engineering. So after we successful in this program, maybe we can broaden it to other subjects, other studies. So thank you for letting me in this very particular, very special event, and I hope all the best for this collaboration.
And especially thank you to all of you current students who will in the future come here. Much of my life has been spent to trying to make the world more understanding of each other and internationally collaborative. And I'm wearing sunglasses because I knew I would cry. So I will put them back on, but I wanted you to see that it was really me. And although we may not be here to see it, I suspect in another generation you'll be coming in the doors in Yuma. Our students will be going in the doors there.